Hi everyone, I am just admitting everybody into the webinar, to the introduction to the Brick by Brick programme. Thank you all so much for coming. We'll get started in just 1 or 2 minutes. We just want to make sure that everybody has had time to be let in. All right, so we're very happy that you're all here. Sure, everybody's got a chance to come in.
Looks like everyone's in now.
Great. Well, welcome to the introduction to the Brick by Brick programme. It's really exciting to be able to share with you our knowledge and passion for this fantastic programme to support social development for children and young people. So my name is Gina Gomez de la Cuesta. I'm the founder and one of the directors of Play Included, and I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm very pleased to be talking to you all today. I'll hand over to my colleague Ellie.
Hi everyone, I'm Elinor Brett. I'm also one of the directors of Play Included, and I'm an educational psychologist. Great to have you all join us today.
So just a huge welcome to you all, and we are waiting to hear from you, all of your questions and thoughts about the Brick by Brick programme. So just a bit of housekeeping before you get started to help you get the most out of the webinar. Just to let you know that if you use headphones, the sound tends to work better, particularly if you're on a mobile phone or a tablet. So if you do have some headphones to hand, do pop them on. We are here to answer your questions. The questions will be all of them at the end. And so what we'd like you to do, please, is type your questions into the Q&A function, the Teams Q&A function. Write your question in there, and then we'll have the Q&A session, and we'll go through all the questions at the end of our presentation. Also, to let you know that we're recording this webinar, we can share the recording with you and with other people who might not have been able to make it live today. The chat and the Q&A doesn't get recorded, so it's just the presentation. There is, as well as the Q&A function, there's a chat function at the top of your Teams frame. So if you would like to just put general comments or chat like you are, I can see Scott said that, yeah, that you're joining from the UK, Marie from Shropshire. Hello, it's great to have you all here. There is another hi Noe from Ely. Lots of local people, lots of people from abroad as well. Italy, fantastic. Sabrina from our team, lovely Sabrina, who you can't see, but she's here working away in the background. Will be moderating the chat. And the wonderful Abby and Jay will be here helping you with any technical queries and moderating the Q&A. We'll also do a couple of polls to just interact with you via a little question as well, and we would love to have your feedback at the end of this webinar too. So without further ado, let's get started with the content. What we'd like to talk to you about today is really an introduction to who we are and what we do. So we'll talk about Play Included, our company, and we're going to mostly focus on the Brick by Brick programme and answer any questions that you may have. But just to get everybody started and energised, Abby is going to hopefully throw up a quick poll with a question for you all.
Yeah, hopefully this is going to come up straight away, so people should be able to see this. Just a quick question. Do you currently run brick clubs? Just let us know yes or no, and submit your answers. You should be able to see that in the chat or on your screen. Just give you a couple of seconds to respond. Oh, we're getting lots of votes coming through. And so far we've got, we've got 29% people saying yes, they do currently run them. And it's going up. 31% are already running brick clubs, 69% are not running brick clubs. Right, I'll just close that poll for us now. So yes, we finished there with 33% of people are running clubs already and 67% are not at the moment.
Fantastic. Thanks everyone for telling us your experience. We love to hear from people who are running brick clubs, so do please pop your experiences of this programme in the chat. And also for those of you that aren't running brick clubs, hopefully this presentation will give you a bit of an overview as to what they are, and maybe you can think about whether or not this is a programme you would like to implement in your setting. So Play Included, we are a community interest company. That's a type of social enterprise, and we believe that play has the power to help all young people grow. We are proud to be an official partner with the LEGO Foundation since 2020, and we really want to ensure that all children have access to positive social experiences through play. We currently have 3 main programs and activities. Firstly, there are the free play at home activities that you can download from our website, and these are designed to support children to play and have positive relationships with their families, and all the activities are around Lego building. Then we've got the Building Friendships activities, and this is a whole class activity. Again, that's free to download from our website. And this is for a whole class at school. And these activities were designed to support children after the COVID-19 pandemic, when they were returning to the classroom and had perhaps not played with other children for a while and needed a bit of fun and playful social interaction with their peers at school. And then what we're talking to you about today is our flagship programme, the Brick by Brick programme, which is all about building social, emotional and communication development through collaborative Lego play. So the Brick by Brick programme is a learning through play concept around building Lego models collaboratively. It's the latest thinking what was formerly called Lego-based therapy, which some of you may or may not have heard of. And this is a group programme, and it's designed to support neurodivergent children, but all young people, to have meaningful social opportunities, develop friendships, develop a sense of belonging in a club, and to exercise many social, emotional and communication skills. It's a programme known as Brick Club to the children, and children will build Lego models together in small teams, and they'll have fun and build confidence. And our training is the only Lego Foundation approved programme that's out there. Overall, the Brick by Brick programme is very flexible. It can be adapted for different strengths and needs, but it works best for children who communicate using words. And it's really important that the adults facilitating the sessions follow the Brick by Brick programme playful facilitation methodology. And it's often used to support autistic children, but social and emotional communication development is really relevant for everyone, so it can be used for much wider than that. Those of you who may have heard of Lego-based therapy, we wanted to just let you know a little bit about how Play Included's Brick by Brick programme is different to Lego-based therapy. So Play Included's Brick by Brick programme actually represents the most up-to-date thinking in the field of Lego-based therapy. Based on the findings from the latest research, we've actually redesigned some of the programme in collaboration with learning through play experts at the Lego Foundation, autistic consultants and leading academics. And we feel that the programme is neurodiversity affirming, and it includes training written by autistic individuals too. The Brick by Brick programme is an evidence-based programme. There's several peer-reviewed research papers out there looking at outcomes in terms of social and communication development, showing some positive results. I've recently been involved in a large-scale pragmatic randomised control trial with 240 children attending mainstream school in the UK, where the Lego programme was compared to usual educational support. And the results from these studies that have been published so far have shown high levels of acceptability. People really like this programme, and that it's a cost-effective programme to use in schools. And in terms of our developments and renewal of the Brick by Brick programme, we've been doing some research with our partners at Autism to have an independent evaluation of Play Included's new Brick by Brick programme. And in this independent evaluation, facilitators have said that children have fun, they're motivated, they're excited and they feel engaged. They've told us brick clubs help children to make friends, to feel more confident, to feel less anxious, and to be able to make their own decisions and choices. Brick clubs can help families meet other families with similar experiences and help families learn about autism in a positive light. But most importantly, what the experts are telling us, that's the young people themselves, they say, when I'm at Brick Club, everyone is different, so it helps with stress or anxiety. Andy says coming to Brick Club is the best. Thomas says that you should go and try it, it's so fun. And Isaac in Mexico says, me gusta más que la tablet, which means I like it more than my tablet, which is the best feedback I've ever had about anything. If a child likes something more than a tablet, that's got to be a good thing. We've noticed in our work in the field of using Lego bricks to support social and communication development, there's lots of common misunderstandings. And this is what we're trying to address with our training in the Brick by Brick programme. Some people believe that it's just play with Lego, and there's no such thing as just play in my book. Actually, play is majorly important. But it's building, some people think it's just building a Lego set with 3 roles, and actually it's much wider than that. Some people believe that if you're building a Lego set, only one person is allowed to see the instructions, when actually we want everyone to see the picture so that everybody can share and use the visual cues to help them with the build. In the Brick by Brick programme, you swap different jobs quite often, and there's some misconceptions around how often you swap. Some people require children to swap every session instead of within the session, so some children stick to the same job all session, and that's less helpful. Sometimes there is too much focus on describing the Lego bricks. That's only one part of the Brick by Brick programme. Some people feel it's just for young children or boys, but I know I certainly like Lego, and I'm an adult female, so I think we can challenge those gender and age stereotypes there. There's another kind of misconception that you can't be creative. You can be super creative in the Brick by Brick programme. And the other main misconception we want to address is that you don't need training. You can just download a few resources from the internet and get started. Actually, what we've seen with the research and with our clinical experience is that training is really important for the adult to be able to facilitate the Brick clubs in the best possible way to have the best outcomes for the children. So yes, I guess we're saying training and playful facilitation are key. And on that note, I will hand over to Ellie.
Hi everyone. So yes, training and playful facilitation is something that we at Play Included really strongly believe in. And for that reason, we've developed some training levels. So this is not just train and then go. We've got a pathway that people can follow if they want to develop their skills further. So we've got the initiator at level 1, moving through to facilitator at level 2, and I'll tell you a bit more about those in a second. Specialist and mentor level are coming next year. They're in development. We're really excited to share those with you when they're ready. And trainer, we have some trainers who are excellent trainers, a network of trainers who are able to deliver the level 2 both in the UK and abroad. So to tell you a little bit about the training levels, level 1 is an online self-paced training. So the beauty of that is that you can do that around your own commitments, at your own pace. You can take your time. It's around 6 to 8 hours completion time, but we've had really excellent feedback from the online course. Lots of people have said that it's really engaging. It's not like other online learning out there. We know there's been a lot of online learning during COVID, but the feedback we've had has been really, really excellent. So 95% have said that their expectations have been met or exceeded, and 95% would highly recommend the course to others. The level 2 facilitator course is for those that want to deepen their facilitation skills. So after the level 1 course, you have everything you need to start to run Brick clubs. But we really believe in the power of learning through doing, experiencing, learning through play, having hands-on practice, experiencing a Brick club firsthand. And we think that by doing that, we can really deepen our facilitation skills. So the level 2 facilitator course is an in-person course. We can't do this online. We have to be there present together, playing and learning together. And the level 2 facilitator course is required if you want to become a recognised Brick by Brick facilitator. We've also had some excellent feedback from the level 2 course. So 93% very likely or likely to recommend to others. and 79% strongly agree that their facilitation skills have been improved, 20% agree, and 65% felt that their expectations were exceeded following the course. And we've got a quote there from Alistair, clinical psychologist. It was so much fun to experience participating in Brett Club and taking the child's perspective. And that's feedback that we commonly receive from the level 2 course. So training with play included is not just training. We don't just train you and then leave you to get on with it yourself. We continue to support you through play included membership. So everybody who completes the training is invited to be a play included member. And the benefits of membership include resources. We continue to create resources. We keep them nice and fresh. They're translated into Danish, Spanish, Chinese and Swahili at the moment. We have an online community of practice where you can connect with other professionals, where you can ask questions, where you can access the play included team. There are members of the training team who also support the community. We have live webinars where you can come and bring questions and speak to us at Play Included to have your questions answered. And we're continuing to add video guides to the membership as well. So we feel that there's lots of ways that we continue to support you to develop your facilitation skills, even when you've finished the training. So if you're interested in becoming a Brick by Brick programme facilitator, we have an exciting webinar discount to share with you today. So the discount is there on the slide, and we'll also pop the link to book in the chat as well. So it's a 25% discount off the Initiate course. That's only valid in some countries. So it's currently valid in the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, UAE. I'm just getting my list in front of me to make sure I'm giving you the right information here. South Africa, Hong Kong, and Denmark. So if you live in one of those countries and you would like to become a Brick by Brick facilitator, please do click on the link to make your booking and use the discount code webinar25 for 25% off. We've got also a 10% discount for those who want to attend a facilitator course, a level 2 course in the UK or in Hong Kong, and that's welcome 10, which is on the slides there too. So if you are interested in training in the Brick by Brick programme and you would like to book your course, you can book it online at the website. The website's there on the slide for you, so playincluded.com. And that's everything that we wanted to share with you today within the webinar. We wanted to have some time for questions. I've seen quite a few questions pop up already, and there might be some other questions that you've now got now that the presentation is finished. So please do pop those into the Q&A or into the chat if you don't have Q&A, perhaps if you're viewing off your phone. So we'll open up the Q&A, find some questions. Okay. Lovely, that seems to be working. Hopefully you can see those. So the first question here, I've got a question. There are a small number of pupils I would like to do Brick Club with. Having completed level 1, the recommendation is to spend 1 hour per session. So that's a question, is it an hour per session? Really good question. We've found from experience that you struggle to fit things in less than an hour. If the children can't manage an hour, then you could shorten it slightly, but we need lots of time for play. So it can be quite tricky to make it less than an hour, and weekly is a great thing as well. But there's flexibility to amend it, to adapt it to your settings. Okay, Gina, do you want to take the next question?
Yeah, so from Cara, how can those of us in the United States become involved in the programme? So we're working really hard on making the course available internationally in many different countries. So watch this space, Cara. Ellie, you know more than me about the US and whether it's which countries are currently the online level 1 courses available. And obviously the level 2 is only available when we have a trainer in that country. So we're working hard on working with partners in different countries to roll out the level 2 training. But level 1, Ellie, where is it currently accessible?
So the level 1, unfortunately, is not currently accessible from the United States. Watch this space. We hope to make it available this year or next, but currently it's not available in the States. So it's available in UK, Australia, New Zealand, Denmark, Ireland, Hong Kong, UAE, and South Africa. Hopefully I've not forgotten any there. But for those of you in countries where we're not currently making the level 1 course available, do add your name to the mailing list, and when new countries are added, we'll send out something to the mailing list to let you know.
Your question.
Okay, should I take the next one?
Yeah,
looks like a technical question, the next one, about the online learning sessions, and who can we contact if we have any technical inquiries related to the e-learning. So the email address would be bookings with an S at the end at playincluded.com, and maybe we can pop that in the chat as well. So that's, I suppose, for those of you who might have already started the e-learning, and if you've got a question, anything technical, please do contact us on that email.
Fantastic. There's another question saying Lego is expensive. Can we get it cheaply anywhere? Great question. It is expensive. People find different ways of making it cheaper by getting donations or going to sales or eBay or online marketplaces. Yeah, that's the only solution we have currently found, I'm afraid. So
okay.
Mandy did training.
Should I take that one? Go on, you go.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I was trying to find the next question.
I did training in Lego-based therapy in Cambridge a few years ago. Is this still valid as training for Brick by Brick? So if you'd have done training with us at Play Included, we used to be called Bricks for Autism, which I believe you did, Mandy, potentially with us back in Cambridge, then you would have been sent free access to the new Initiate course. So yes, it's still valid, and you would have been given free access to update your learning on that. So hopefully you've got that, and you can still progress through to level 2 after completing the level 1 Initiate online course. Okay, over to you, Ellie.
Lovely. The question here, after you're trained at level 2, do we need to do follow-up training to stay at that level? Currently, no, that's not a requirement. We'd love everybody, who it's relevant to progress to the specialist level and want to continue their learning and continue deepening their skills. But there's not any requirement currently to need to do follow-up training. We will be introducing a register of practitioners for those who are level 2 trained, who can get themselves listed on our website, so that people searching for their nearest Brick Club can find you. We're really excited to be able to introduce this. And if you're wanting to stay on that register, it may be that we ask for some CPD to be completed each year, but that's a work in progress at the moment. To watch this space, we'll notify everybody who's level 2 trained when the register of practitioners is live.
How many pupils in each team and how many teams in a classroom? Another fantastic question. I think it depends on the young people that you're working with. So some young people are fine in a bigger group, and I know some practitioners use this methodology with a whole class. Others prefer to keep it smaller because of the needs and of the young people that they're supporting. So you might have a smaller group. So I think it depends on the strengths and needs of the children you're working with and your context. So again, it's quite a flexible program that can, depending on the number of adults, I guess that's the next question, how many facilitators are needed to run a session? That again depends on the number of young people that you have in your session and their support needs. We think ideally a minimum of 2 facilitators, because then you've got one person to I think a minimum of 2 is fine. You can help each other out and help the young people out, but depends on the needs. You might need more, and depends on the number of young people as well. So it's all covered in our training. How much? Oh, go ahead, Ellie.
We've got a question, how much Lego is needed to start? Really, really good question. I'm conscious of time as well. We're nearly out of time, but we'll answer this one question quickly. How much Lego is needed to start? Well, you really need some nice small kits to begin with, and you need enough kits so that the children don't get bored and don't need to repeat a kit. So probably 1 kit per session just to begin with. But when you progress on to the freestyle, you need a mixed range of bricks. You need some base plates and minifigures, and something to organise your bricks into. but they don't typically start the freestyle in the first session. That's usually a few sessions in, once they've had a bit more experience. But these questions are covered in lots of detail within the e-learning course. We go into things like the types of materials you need, but hopefully that's a good starting point for you. Okay, should we go on?
Oh, sorry, Ellie.
No,
did you want to finish up?
Go on.
I was just going to finish the last two questions very quickly about working with autistic children who do not communicate with words. There is a tiny bit on that in our training. It's a very specialist area, and we're going to work on with a speech and language therapist on a specialist course in that area. Minimum age probably 5 or 6 or 7, depending on the needs. And do you need to work your way through all the levels? Ideally, you get to level 2. That's our kind of, we feel like the best outcomes will be there for the children when facilitators are at level 2 trained. And if you do have more than one facilitator, ideally they would all be trained. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Thanks for all those amazing questions. We're going to stop the questions now because it's 1 minute past 1, so we've already run over time. But we would love to just get your feedback from this webinar. Has it been useful? Has it been helpful? Abby, I think we'll pop up a poll just to check if your expectations have been met. While she does that, just to say we are a very friendly, approachable team. We love to hear from people. We love to answer your questions, and we'd love to hear from you. If you're interested in booking training, don't hesitate to get in touch.
Also, just to say thank you so much for coming to join us today. It's been wonderful to have you all here. So thank you, and we look forward to hopefully seeing some of you on the training sometime soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much, everyone.